Hey guys, welcome back to Sister to Sister Chat. I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Denise.
And we are sisters. On this episode today, we will be talking about, does having a wedding ring make you valid?
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Let's talk about it.
What's going on with the world today with them thinking, mostly women, that if you have a ring on your finger that you are valid. But were you not valid before the ring?
Right. You definitely were, ladies.
Yeah, that's the thing too, ladies, is that people and women think that if you have the ring on your finger, that life is perfect.
Right.
So your life is 100% perfect and complete now because you can now say, I have the ring, I am married.
Mm-hmm. That's not true.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people think that once you get married, everything will turn into perfectness and perfection. And that's totally false.
Yeah.
Once you leave that wedding and that venue and done with your honeymoon and stuff, that's when reality hits. You know, people want this big, huge wedding with doves in the air and chandeliers and flowers everywhere. That's perfectly fine if that's what you want. But some people think like, if I have this, I'm going to have the perfect marriage.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very false.
Yeah.
Sometimes people with those big weddings don't last that long.
Exactly. Sometimes it could last just a few months. But that's the thing, is that women think so much of having that ring on their finger, this beautiful jewel.
Yeah.
You know, that now I'm a valid person.
Right.
It's as if you were invisible before. It's as if your life didn't have purpose before.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing too, is that everyone deserves marriage. Of
Absolutely.
course, especially if that's something that you want as a woman, especially if you're a good woman to your man. Of course, you deserve that ring on your finger. However, like that shouldn't define who you are.
Absolutely
not.
That
shouldn't make up who you are now as a woman because you have this ring on your finger.
Yes.
You know?
I agree, sister. Yeah. And some women let it take them to like that extreme, like, I have to get married at a certain age. I have to have the big, beautiful wedding. My man has to be perfect. You know, we have to look perfect together. Like, but why?
Right.
Is it more of a validation for yourself or for others? You know?
That's a good question though, sister.
Yeah.
Is it a validation for you or others? And that's the thing too, is that people allow people to like have so much power over how they feel, especially when it comes to you being single versus in a relationship. If you're in a relationship for a year, 2 years, 3 years, now people are going to start asking, when you guys getting married? You know, it's always that pure pressure of, does being married make you a valid couple? So you can't be just boyfriend, girlfriend for as long as you want before you're actually a valid couple.
Exactly. Like, come on. I think people need a reality check.
Yeah.
You know, and if your mindset is, I have to get married because my families keep asking me, you know.
Yeah.
You know, his families keep asking him, you know, that's peer pressure.
It's so much
Don't
peer pressure.
fall into the peer pressure, because once you're in marriage, it's a lot to get out of it, you know, and
it's a lot.
We're not bashing marriages, because there's some marriages out there, you know, that are wonderful, you know. I enjoy my marriage and stuff, but it comes with a lot. You know, people don't know how much you put into it and how much it could affect your whole relationship. Like, say if you get in an argument and stuff like that, it's the way you keep your respect and keep boundaries with your significant other.
Absolutely.
And it's not easy.
Yeah. And addressing those issues. You know, like it's no problem in addressing issues and thinking, I'm being kind of picky. It's like, it's not you being picky. It's just you wanted to discuss something.
Absolutely.
You know, women like discussing things.
Yeah.
Sometimes men don't really care to discuss.
Right.
It's like women, we want to talk sometimes. We want to get it out. We want to discuss it. And communication is very important in a relationship.
It's so important. And if your partner is not like, she's nagging this time again, like, are you sure that's the right one that you married, girl?
Yeah.
Really think about it. Really look at who you want to marry, not just, he looks good. He's this, he's that. He's a doctor. He's this, he's that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about his personality?
Yeah.
How is he treating you when he's angry? How is he treating you when you're emotional? How does he handle that? Because you're going to go through struggles.
You're going to all throughout your marriage. But that's the thing that leads us back to our question.
Yeah.
Does having a wedding ring make you valid? So are you not valid if you're a single woman? Most women choose to be single.
Exactly.
They choose to be single because they have standards, which you should have high standards. If somebody's not meeting up to your expectations, they need to go.
Absolutely.
You need to leave them and keep moving on with your purpose in life for yourself.
Yes.
And then whoever falls in line, falls in line.
Right.
But that's the thing, is that some women will just settle just to say, I have the ring finally. Okay. Are you in love?
Right.
Is he the man that you wanted to be with? Is he's the man that my sister said, like, treats you well?
Right.
And is there for you but if he's not doing all those things, but you have the wedding ring just to flaunt it around and show like, hey, yeah, I got this beautiful jewel now, I'm somebody. You really need to take a deeper dive into who you are as a woman. Who are you?
Who are you?
Outside of your marriage. There's so many women who are like, okay, you'll say, how's life going? How's this and that? They'll say, me and my husband this, me and my husband that, me and my husband. It's like, okay, I understand you're a life soulmate.
Right.
However, what about you?
What about you?
Do you have a life outside of your marriage? Does your marriage define and dictate who you are
Absolutely
as a woman?
Not. No.
That's really sad if that's the case, because that's the thing. Women think, okay, well, I'm getting some me time because I'm going to get my nails, and that's the only thing you're doing for yourself. That's the only thing. You need to do more things, more me time, more self time, time with your girls, time with other people, outside of just you and your marriage. That's perfectly fine. Of course, that is your soulmate. That's your best friend. However, you need to not forget who you are in this relationship.
I agree, sister.
A lot of women get swept up into it, and that becomes their whole entire being.
Yeah.
It's your whole being.
Yeah. And that seems like a lot of pressure on yourself, and then you got to be, I have to be the perfect wife. I can't say anything to my husband because I don't want him to get upset or worry, even if it's him. Oh, he forgot the trash. Oh, it's okay. He'll get it next time. He's just a man. No, go take that trash out, please, honey. It's okay to say little things, because if you're being so, tiptoeing around your husband, that's not a real marriage.
That's not a real marriage.
He should know your true, authentic self, even the emotional side of you, the happy side of you, the anxious and anxiety side of you. He should see everything, and you should want to see that part of him too, because it's the way you handle it. You should be each other's confidant.
Absolutely.
And peace, not each other's. You can't handle things by yourself.
No, you can't.
That's why you got married. So the other person, you can enjoy life with the other person.
Absolutely.
And you can have a confidant.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is that it's not being nitpicky. It's just pointing out the things that you need to get done. Yeah. It's how you say it too. You don't have to say it in a way where you're sounding like, somebody that is a nitpicker. It can come off in a whole different way. It's how you address things and say things, but also, no marriage is perfect, and no relationship in general is perfect. Right. So for someone to say, yes, now I have the perfect life because I am married, like what is beyond the wedding day? So marriage is whatever's beyond that wedding day.
Absolutely.
You can have the beautiful wedding day, but what is now? What's now? Now you're sitting here with this man that you barely even care for because you have the ring now.
Yep.
So that's it.
Yeah.
It's just your validation.
Yeah. And then you go around family and friends and acting like, oh, everything is perfect. Yeah. But it's not.
It's not.
You're not talking to him.
Yeah.
He's not talking to you. You don't even know his hobbies. Like, you don't even know what he likes. He doesn't know what you like. Yeah, maybe before, when he was your fiance, he gave you flowers every day, but now you don't get anything because he got you now.
Yeah.
And some men might trap the woman if they see that you're super desperate for a ring. Oh, he's going to give you that ring and treat you like crap.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree, sister. Yeah. And that's really scary too, because you can't be so desperate for it. We know that you want it.
Yeah.
But, and that's the thing too. You need to understand, why do you want it?
Exactly.
Is it because all your friends are getting married? Is it because your family, every time you go around them, that everyone's only talking about, the sibling or the friend that has the ring and the marriage and the children, but you don't have any of that yet? I really need you to stop right now and think to yourself about, why do you want the ring?
Exactly.
Because if it's because you want that validation, you are already valid, sweetheart.
Exactly.
You are already valid in yourself.
Absolutely.
Who are you? You're doing it all by yourself. Actually, that makes you even more of a powerful woman. That's the only thing I hate about society, is that you can't be seen as a strong, powerful woman without a man by your side. I understand that you want marriage. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but it's like, you are also still who you say you are, as a strong, powerful, beautiful woman. By yourself. In yourself. You're true to yourself without the man. The man is adding to your life.
Exactly.
That's what you need to remember. He's adding to your life. He is not your whole life, and he shouldn't be your whole life.
Exactly, sister.
That's what we're saying.
And make sure you have like a prayerful man. If Christianity is your religion, that's wonderful and stuff. But he has to be a prayerful man. Like, if you can't pray with your husband or your fiance or soon to be husband, then he's not the one.
He's not the one.
Because you will go through trials and tribulations, and you need God to be the center of your relationship. You don't need him to be the main thing. You know, God still is number one.
Absolutely.
Regardless if you're single or you're married, and people forget about that.
Yeah.
So always put God first.
Yeah, you have to put God first. And maybe that's why God's not sending you your man, because you're not keeping him at the center of it all. As well, ladies, you need to remember that. Is why am I single? It's like sometimes it's because God is trying to talk to you. You're not listening to him. Your mind is so full of men trying to find the right husband. But are you praying to God about that? Are you saying, God, I want patience to send me my right man, but I don't want to get in a relationship, a marriage, to feel as though I'm validated in a relationship where I settled.
Right.
I want to be in a relationship. I want to be married because this is the man you want me to be with, Lord.
Yes.
And also that this is the person that I don't feel as though I need to have him in my life to feel validated, but just to add to my life.
Yes.
You know, to add to the things that I'm already doing for myself.
Absolutely.
You know, have your own goals. You can have goals together. We're not saying that you can't do everything with your spouse. It's just, who are you outside of your relationship? When somebody asks you about yourself, it shouldn't always just be you and your husband, you and your husband, me and my man, me and my husband. Like, what about you?
What about
that's
you?
what people are actually thinking,
right?
Actually, and those, especially those who are not in relationships, you can't say, oh, it's because they're hating because I'm not in relationship. No, they're not hating. They're just actually sorry for you,
right? Yeah, yeah.
They're sorry for you because they're like, wow, like, I'm fully fulfilled in myself because I'm single and thinking about the things that I want to do and how I can benefit my own life and make myself fulfilled. So then when you get into that marriage, you're already fulfilled in yourself.
Exactly.
You're not looking for that man to make you feel fulfilled. That's a lot of pressure on a man.
Yes.
That's a lot of pressure.
Oh, you have to make me happy.
Yeah.
You know, you have to cheer me up when I'm sad. You have to read my mind. Like, what?
That's not going to happen.
That is a lot of pressure. And then that's why a lot of women get, a lot of couples getting divorced because that communication is not not there.
It's not there.
And that's so important. And just, actually, like my sister said, actually know who you are as a woman before you get married. It'll help you out so much. It'll help you with any, struggles that might occur. You'd be like, okay, well, I'm true to myself. I know who I am.
Who you are.
Now, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? You say that to your partner, and it takes a lot of sacrifice.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing.
Yes.
You need that sacrifice in order to feel like, okay, I came into this relationship. What am I bringing to the table?
Exactly.
What am I bringing to the table?
Right. A pretty face.
A pretty face other than just serving you all day. I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. It's going to be like, I'm going to take care of you, nurture you, but I have my own life.
Exactly.
I have my own goals I'm chasing.
Yeah.
You should be that woman. You don't need to be the woman who is only following and chasing only his dreams. What about you?
What about you?
You're important as well. And that's the thing too. You need to be with somebody who wants to sit there and be like, hey, sweetheart, let me just talk to you for a minute. I love you. I love what you're doing for us, but what do you want to do?
Yes.
What can I do for you to pour into you so that you feel as though you're still being benefited as well in your dreams? That's what you really need to hear from your husband.
Absolutely.
So if you're not hearing it from your husband, maybe that's something you need to be talking about.
Exactly. Yep. That's so true. If he don't want to pour into you, that's another thing. As women, we think, oh, I have to cook and clean. Now I got to make sure my man is right. But is he making sure you're right?
Yes.
Without just giving you money. You know what I'm saying?
It's not all about the money.
It's not about the money. It's about how he treats you. If you give him a massage, he needs to give you a massage too. If you're making his plate, he needs to wash the dishes. Like, it just comes with a lot. It's balance. Yeah. And people think, a lot of women think, if I need to be a submissive wife, to a certain extent, you need to respect your man. Yes, but absolutely. Respect goes both ways.
Both ways. Yeah. You, like my sister said, you need to feel as though there's that balance there. What is he doing for you? What are you doing for him?
Yes.
Because like she said, we can make our own money. So what can you do for me that I can't do for myself? Sometimes you get to that point.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We can do so much for ourselves.
Yeah.
So what can you do?
Yes. But you can still be a strong woman in your marriage.
Yes.
No,
you can't.
Yeah. Some women think I gotta be,
like
lack
not
thereof.
Show weakness.
Right.
It's just you feel as though you can't be as powerful. You want them to be dominant, which they definitely still can.
Absolutely.
But you still need to show as though I am a strong woman and know that sometimes things don't work out. So what you gonna do?
Yeah.
If things don't work out. You need to show hey, if you keep acting this way, if it's something, if you're not in the best relationship, that I can leave. I can bounce right now and I'll be good to go.
Exactly.
So
staying true to yourself.
You got to stay true to yourself. Know who you are. And that's the thing too is you are valid.
Yes, you are.
That's what the main conversation today is about for this podcast is do you having the ring make you valid? And that's over single women.
Right.
When you're single, when you have your single friends, so do you feel as though you're more valid than they are?
Right.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely. It's on yourself, but you're still in the marriage.
Yeah.
Most people think that if you're focusing on yourself, that you're being selfish outside of your marriage. It doesn't
absolutely
make any
sense.
sense.
No. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. So even when you're in a marriage, still focus on yourself, focus on your goals, your dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
And like my sister said, don't think it's something that's selfish, because it's going to help you out in the long run.
Absolutely.
You know, and you know, marriage is not easy, and it does come with a lot of perks and stuff like that. And it's a beautiful thing. Every woman deserves to get married if that's what you want to do, like my sister said, but also just focus on what's going on right now.
Right now.
If you're single, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
You're going to be okay.
You're going to,
figure out what you have to do before you try to find your husband.
Yes.
Your husband should be finding you.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, is that you are valid 100%. So don't think that, okay, I need to have this ring to feel valid. I feel invisible until I have the ring. Absolutely not. No. I see you.
Yep. I see you too.
We see you.
Yeah.
So you need to understand that and see yourself.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to see.
Yes.
So that's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day.
You're wonderful.
So, yeah, you're wonderful.
You're doing a great job.
Absolutely.
You're valid.
Yeah.
And keep chasing your dreams. And keep praying to God that he'll send you the right man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to those who think that you're valid because you have a ring, you really need to look into that. I'm sorry.
Stop being insecure.
Yeah. Because you're definitely just feeling as though, oh, I have this man. Now I'm finally, no, sweetheart.
Girl, you are not all that.
We still see you separate from your man.
Exactly.
So yep. We're seeing the things you're not working on.
Exactly. So you need to work on that instead of showing off your ring like, oh, it's so big. And ring size don't matter to me. As long as my marriage is good and stuff, the ring size does not matter. And a lot of women forget about that too.
Yeah.
So get it together, because we're tired of it. Yeah.
Yes. So ladies, let us know in the comments below. Do you feel as though women who have a ring feel as though they are valid? Or do you also feel as though women who are single, they are single by choice? They have those options. They're not just single because they're the problem.
Right.
They're single because they want to make sure their standards are high.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments. Do you feel as though women who are single should continue to stand on their standards until they do get in a marriage, but also continuing to be themselves?
Yes.
Married women, single women.
Yes.
Focus on yourself. Don't make your marriage like your full everything, your personality, your whole life.
Don't do it.
So let us know if you agree. Let us know in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation about
it. Let's have a conversation.
We just want to know your thoughts.
Yes.
This is our thoughts on it. So
what are yours?
What are yours?
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe.